Have you heard of the ghost who solved her own murder? Deep in the heart of Appalachia, just off Highway 60 near Sam Black Church, West Virginia, there's a historic marker that tells you this very story. Let's make some tea and I'll tell you all about it. Elva Zona Heister, or Zona as she preferred to be called, was a free-spirited young woman who had her fair share of trouble in the late 1800s. By 1896, she met a man in town, Erasmus Stribling Trout Shoe, though at the time he was calling himself Edward. He was a blacksmith, strong, tall, handsome, and intriguing to all the young women in town. He was over a decade older than Zona when they first met, but she fell head over heels for this mysterious man. Just a month after their meeting, the two eloped in a whirlwind romance. Zona didn't know much about Edward or his past, but she knew she loved him, and that was all that mattered to her at the time. Zona's mother and one of her closest friends had her doubts about the man, but loved and supported her daughter as she moved 14 miles away to her new home with her new husband. Tragedy struck when, a few months after they wed, Zona was found by an 11-year-old neighbor not moving or breathing at the bottom of her staircase. Things were suspicious from the very beginning. Before the doctor even arrived on the scene, Edward had already changed Zona into her funeral clothes, including a stiff high-neck collar and scarf, and would hardly let the doctor touch her for his examination. Her death was ruled natural. Everlasting faint, he said, and she was buried just a few days later. Even stranger, before her coffin was closed for the last time, Edward wouldn't allow anyone near her head, not even her own mother. Mary Jane Heister, Zona's mom, was distraught over her only daughter's passing, praying every night for weeks that Zona would reveal to her what really happened. But it still shocked her when one night, while praying away, the figure of her daughter appeared before her very eyes. It was brief the first night, and Mary Jane was sure it was just her grief, but when Zona appeared every night for the 3 following nights, she knew this was real. Zona detailed to her mother how Edward, her very own husband, had broken her neck one night after an argument over dinner. And that's not all. It turns out Edward was extremely abusive to his wife, and the 2 wives he had before that, Zona hadn't known. But she was his 3rd wife, and the 2nd wife also died under mysterious circumstances just 8 months into their marriage. Mary told all of her family and friends about her visits from Zona, and eventually an investigation was started into Zona's death. When they finally conducted the autopsy, they found that she did, in fact, die of a broken neck, and Edward Shue was convicted to life in prison for the first-degree murder of his wife, making Zona's ghost the first to solve her own murder long after she was buried. If you'd like to hear more of Zona's story or other tales of the supernatural, you can follow our podcast Ghosties on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to send in your own ghostly tale to the email in our bio. We have plenty of ghostly tea to spill.